Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Oh, I'm probably really loud. Let me fix that. That should fix that. Sorry, that was from Camelot. That was from Camelot's stream. He had to boost me because StreamYard was being stupid. Sorry about that. My apologies. StreamYard preserves the adjustments other people make to your audio. Which seems weird. But you know. Anyway. So what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday again. What is these little hairs? This hair is supposed to be on the other side of these hairs, which are supposed to be down. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Get on the train to the proper place. Oh my God. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. We have a little bit of a show tonight. We'll be joined in a little bit by Charlie Peace. I wrote it as Pierce because I'm an evil bigot, but it's Charlie Peace, who is a Dutch attorney. She has joined me before on one of the trial streams during Murdaugh, to a mixed reception. Some people really liked her and some people really didn't. So this will be an interesting dynamic, I think. January 6th stuff tonight. What? Where would you get what? Why would that be the topic tonight? Is there something I missed? Anyway. Very, very weird. So Charlie Peace is going to be on. She was on during the Murdaugh trial, and she is an attorney from the Netherlands. And she apparently has a little bit of a different take on the trial that I do. And I like her, so I thought we'd get her opinion on it. We get to know her a little bit better and just kind of get a feel for who she is, how she became an attorney in the Netherlands, what that's even like. I don't even know what you have to do there. I know that schooling is different depending on where you are in the world for being an attorney. And so we'll find all that out, and then we'll get into what she thinks about the Murdaugh trial and all of that stuff coming up. Of course, if you know me, I think that the Murdaugh trial was a little bit of an injustice, not because I think he necessarily didn't do it. I think he certainly could have. I just think the state didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And we'll when Charlie's in, which she's here now, so very cool. I'll bring her in just a second. But once she's in and we get to talking on that subject, then we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that. But right before I bring her on, let me talk about what's going on for the rest of the week and what's going on, I guess, after that. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on with Legal Mindset at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Central. Let me check my calendar real quick. I know you guys are like, why do you hate Legal Mindset? You never go on his show. It's like, oh, Jesus. It's not. The issue is not hatred. I'm on his show. Yeah, 6 p.m. Central Time. I'll be on with Legal Mindset tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, that'll be on his channel. We'll be over there. And then I'll be doing my own show over here, of course, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, I believe we're going to have the Women's History Month stream, similar to how we had the Black History Month stream, which will be Camelot, me, and some women. I guess, if that's what you want to call them. And we will discuss everything from the validity of the 19th Amendment all the way to these hoes ain't loyal, and probably everything in between. It'll be a fun time. Other than that, next week, we've got some different stuff coming. that, you know, I've got different guests and shit next week, but my brain isn't really working on all of those cylinders as to who exactly it is right now. And that's a whole long time away. So the rest of this week, Legal Mindset tomorrow, Women's History Month Friday should be a very fun stream. And tomorrow night and Thursday night for my shows, we'll be kind of catching up on a bunch of shit that I've missed. But without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in Charlie. Hey.
Good morning.
Hi. How's it going, Charlie?
Good. It's really early. I'm not a morning person.
It's really early. Oh, yeah. You're over in that weird country.
6 a.m.
It's 6 a.m. Dear Christ. How can you even live through that?
Well, we'll try. I have a cup of tea and a cup of coffee, so we'll see.
Oh, nice Louder with Crowder mug, rocking the big news of the day.
I got 2 big jugs.
Okay. Oh my God.
That even made my man laugh. Good night, honey.
So, yeah, of course, the big news with Louder with Crowder is that he is joining Rumble and Locals, cool, I believe, was the big announcement today. Right. So that's very cool. So, all right, we're gonna get into the Murdaugh stuff eventually, but I don't think that when you came on the first time, we got a chance to really like get to know like you and your backstory and how you became like an attorney in the Netherlands and what that even means. Like, maybe the Netherlands has a different word for attorney that means something completely different.
We have different words for. I mean, we don't really have a bar exam, and so we have. I call myself jurist, like just legal worker or whatever, and not really lawyer, which is advocaat. It's a protected term, and you only get that when you work for like a law firm for 3 years as a junior attorney. I think that would be esquire. You're esquire.
For us,
that's the bar, right?
When you can call yourself an esquire kind of whenever. I mean, technically it means you're an attorney, but it doesn't like no one gives you the title. Like you just call yourself esquire or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's a weird thing that gay people do. Like Legal Mindset. Oh my God. Okay, so you work at a law firm for 3 years, you said?
Then you can become the protected title lawyer, advocaat.
Okay.
But I never did that, so I'm not calling myself a lawyer.
Okay,
so protected title.
So what the hell are you then?
I just have my own business, my own company, and I just work for individuals or small businesses up against the government or up against big businesses that can't afford someone to just tiny cases go as small as like parking tickets.
So you can practice law, but you can't call yourself a lawyer?
You can practice certain types of law. So you can't do criminal law. You need someone who's actually specialized in criminal law to do that. But
okay.
Yeah, just give like legal advice.
Sure. Yeah, see, in the US, if you're not if you don't pass the bar and you give legal advice, then you're committing a crime.
Okay, so for us, a contingency is a crime. You can't, when you're a lawyer, you can't say no cure, no pay.
Right.
It's crazy. These differences.
Yeah, the systems are different. What about education? So you have to do like an undergraduate education?
Yeah, you have like a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. So
okay, so similar to us.
I think so.
I mean, ours is called a Juris Doctor over here, but it's like you just do a bachelor's and then you do it's like another 3 years. So it's kind of like a master's degree, but since we're lawyers, we get to lawyer ourselves into being doctors. So, okay. So you did that. How long have you been doing this? Like when did you graduate school and start up this crazy business?
I did my bachelor's degree straight out of high school. So from 18 till 21. Then I went traveling the world for 3 years. Then I went back to school. So
that makes sense.
So then, yeah, that's another 3 years for the master's. So I think I was We can't do math. We're lawyers.
We don't need to do math. How long have you been doing your practice, your business?
I think. Well, I started before COVID, so 4 years maybe.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
I don't know. COVID's so strange. Actually, I have COVID symptoms now.
Oh, good.
No, I had an appointment for my wrist to go to the physio on Monday, but I faked COVID symptoms to get out of it. This is the one good thing that came out of COVID.
You could just fake COVID symptoms, get out of
free.
everything, yeah.
But then the universe is like, screw you, Charlie.
Yeah.
COVID symptoms.
Yeah, God was pissed.
Yes,
well, the good thing about getting COVID is now if you get it, now they're finally admitting like that it's as effective as getting vaccinated. So maybe they'll actually change the policy at some point. Be like, yeah, did you?
Go to the States?
Yeah, there you go. Or like they could just like get over the stupid all of their weird fucking regulations, because it's not like they're gonna stop anything now. That's the thing that bothers me. It's like you're not the outbreak or whatever that happened and it's done. Like now people just kind of like randomly get COVID everywhere like they would get the flu or anything else. So why do we still have these restrictions? They don't make any sense to me. Because it's not like you're going to come to America and suddenly America's going to die from COVID because of you, right? Like even if you had it and brought it over here, it's like we're not you're not on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
The entire plane flight, you're just coughing into blankets and handing them out to Americans when you get here so the Netherlands can take over.
We did it before. We'll do it again. No, but if you're from Ukraine, you can still enter the US. Or if you're anywhere from the south of the border.
Well, of course, if you're from Ukraine, we could still have you come into the US. We need more strippers.
Well, there you go. It's good.
Sorry. That was a bad joke. Bad for the Ukrainian people. Good for Americans, though. So anyway, okay, so you've been doing this for a while, and you typically, you said you represent people against like bigger companies, right?
Yeah, or the government. So you have like
the biggest company.
Yeah. that's my favorite. That's my favorite one. I like I have right now like a truck driver who's been pardon me, who's been because of new European rules, he can't get his next license to go one truck bigger. Even though he's been driving the same truck for 20 years, he now needs a bigger license. And government's preventing him from doing that. But they're saying like, yeah, no, it's nothing to do with that. We just prevented him from entering the building. So it's like a civil thing, not a government thing.
Why is he prevented from entering the building?
Because he had a driving test, and then he felt like they were screwing him over, so he like shouted at them. I don't know. So
they banned him from the building for yelling.
Yeah, except they didn't tell him that. So like this is on the 5th of December 2019, so right before COVID, and then in June of 2020 he just applied to do his license again to try and get it, and they were like, yeah, no, you're prevented from getting a license. So
okay.
In the 6 month in between period of time, they didn't think of mentioning that to him. So that's weird.
Yeah. So that the way that works in the US is we argue that's a pretext that's being used to justify the violation of their civil rights after the fact. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So that makes sense.
So, but they don't expect a truck driver to come up with this lawyery letter and to even see through what they're doing, you know? So that's why I like that I can do that, because I don't need to charge heaps of money, because, you know, my man's got us covered.
Well, your man's got you covered?
Well, the family, us too, because he makes a lot of money, so I don't need to charge a lot.
Oh, well, that's a nice thing to do. So then you just offer your legal services as a service then?
Well, I mean, I do charge some, but nothing like what you would charge normally. Like I have my own hourly rate is 175 euros for, you know, people who aren't getting screwed over by big companies or the government. They just pay normal fees.
Wait, so you said 175 euros?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be like normal.
Sure. So that's like $300 an hour in the US, I think. Something like that.
I have no idea.
I don't either. I just made that up. I just guessed. I'm like, it's less than double, but it's close. So it's got to be that.
You said it. We all trust you, Pope.
Lawyer math. Well, speaking of money, let me hit a couple of the chats that have come in early, and then I think we should jump into this Murdaugh situation and talk about the case a little bit. And because I think you have a different opinion than me on this thing.
I don't necessarily think so. Like, I want to reiterate that I do not think that the government has made its case.
Okay.
All
right. Well,
I never thought so. Never.
Then we're gonna get
the case is weak as fuck. I just think you can see motive from the evidence. That's what I said.
Oh wait, it's way less than I thought. I see. I thought the exchange rate was different. Okay, so it's about 185 US dollars. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, there you go. All right. Anyway, so okay, so we'll make our positions clear before we have a fist fight on the air coming up about this. But yeah, we'll get everything. I apologize if I misstated your position a little bit, but we'll get into that in just a second. Game On Podcast says, Nick, does Rumble have copyright strikes? How does that work? Rumble has a copyright system. I don't know if they have copyright strikes at all. I'm not positive how that plays out. I haven't had to deal with it yet, but they do have some system for dealing with copyright, and I hope I never run into it. But if I do, well, we'll figure it out at that point. Nicholas Cruiser says, Ricada Law, I've been buying CB Distillery for years. Just ordered 3 more 1 gram CBD isolates. I use the code NOSE instead of the points. I'm saving up. Very cool. Yes, CB Distillery is a sponsor of the show. We'll hit their sponsorship right around, well, a little bit later in the show. I don't know what time. We'll hit it then. Because I finally got a chance to try out their Sleepy Time gummies, and damn, like it hit me really fast. So that was cool. I didn't know. Last night I needed to go to sleep. Ate one of those things and was out really quick. 200 Watt Studio says, school her on U.S. trials and law that she is obviously unaware and ignorant of. Did she watch the whole trial? What is she basing her argument on? Surely not Netflix, right? Okay, well.
Well, I watched the whole trial. I'm not basing myself on Netflix.
No. And that's probably because I think I misunderstood. I thought you were a little more convinced of his guilt than I was, but it sounds like we're probably in the same boat.
Of his guilt or of proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
That's when I consider that the same thing.
Okay.
So, because I'm gonna be contentious with you. We're gonna fight. That's what I want to do. I'm just kidding. Panama Jack's Jim says, weird since I just finished my doctorate in theology. I'm now a THD versus a PhD, but my profession is in private business and information security architecture. Lol, did hit you up for a toast for my beautiful wife, D of 10 years. Wait, so you did hit me up for a toast, or you are hitting me up for another toast? Whichever one it is, let me cover it just in case. We get a little liquor flowing. Oh, it's 6 a.m. there, so you're probably not going to drink liquor.
Probably not. I mean, I just finished my cup of coffee. I mean, if there's a toast, if I get called out, obviously I have to. But
no, there you go. But whatever the chat says, you have to do it. I mean, you have no choice. Okay, to Panama Jack's Jim and his wife D, 10 years strong. I think I did this toast the other day, but cheers to you. Cheers to you guys in your relationship. May there be many, many more decades to come. Oh, snap. It's Dave says, as of March 7th, 2023, 175 euros is equivalent to approximately $198.61. However, exchange rates fluctuate regularly, so it's always best to check the current exchange rate at the time of the transaction. Well, thank you, Oh Snap, it's Dave, for your very important math skills that you brought. Salty Buddha Unbreaded says, Charlie In welke provincie werk je? Something like that.
Holland. South Holland. What province do you work?
Oh, okay. Good. How shitty was
nice pronunciation, maybe.
it? Was good. Oh God.
Well, I can understand what you were saying, which is
I threw darts on that one. I had no idea what was
it's
coming.
your roots. It's your Dutch roots. Finally.
Yeah, that's true. I do have plenty of them. My dad's mom was like very Dutch, like Dutch and Czech or something like that. I don't know. Panama Jack's Jim says she is now called out to also toast my wife as well. And no, I asked twice today. So drink for me now twice. Oh, okay. So twice today. So now you have to drink because the chat said so.
I know. I'm gonna go grab some drink then.
That sounds good. Just a 6 a.m. drink. No big deal. Yeah, Chris D, I'll get yours in just a second as well. Let's see when Charlie's back. Holy shit. Woo. Big shout out to Rumble and YouTube as well. Love all of you, no matter what platform you're on. If you're not familiar, about an hour into the show, we will be switching over to Rumble exclusively to finish the show there. And after that, after the show is done today, there will be a Locals exclusive live stream. And more importantly than that, for another Locals exclusive thing, after the streams today, the Las Vegas live show video and audio recording will go up. I finally figured out what video to upload. I've got everything. And it's mostly audible. It's mostly audible. There's some things that are going to be a little hard to hear because of the way the audio had to get recorded at the venue. And I'll work on that for the next event. We'll try and get that audio cleaned up a little bit for the next one. But big shout out to the guy who was able to record it there because it is actually mostly pretty audible. So that'll go up on Locals, recadalaw.locals.com. Make sure your subscription is active if you want to check that out. Ashley Page 13 says, hey, Nick and chat. So back in September, you prayed for my 70-year-old dad's hip revision. He needs prayers again. Long story short, the cup part of the joint has moved and the bone is fractured. Ugh. And as of about Friday, his hip has been completely dislocated. He goes under the knife again this Friday for a revision. He is one of the strongest people I know, and how he's dealt with the pain amazes me. It's another surgery, but at least it's answers in a plan. Thank you for your prayers. Ashley, I will gladly pray for wisdom, skill, and experience for the doctors and all of that stuff so that they hopefully get this thing taken care of. Okay, are you ready? We have to toast to Panama Jack's Jim's wife, D.
I'm ready. Let me see if I can fix the audio.
Is your audio bad?
I thought chat was complaining.
Whoa, you sound way different now. Yeah, you went from now you're on your headset mic, I bet.
There you go, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did it. Yay, Charlie.
Okay, I'm going to bring your volume up a little bit. But that's all on my end, so very cool.
Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Great.
Much better.
Perfect.
I didn't know because like you never know what a mic sound like. So it
must have
been on
my laptop, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, can you get any closer to the camera? Because you're like 18 miles away.
Is this better?
Yeah, absolutely. I can actually see your facial expressions now. There you go. All right, so we are toasting to Panama Jack's Jim and D. 10 years of marriage. What are you drinking?
Vodka.
What kind?
Premium Horlovka vodka.
Is that a Netherlands vodka?
Definitely not. No, we say vodka with a W, vodka. So
vodka. Yeah.
Vodka.
I'm like, that's good. It comes right from Russia that way. All right. So cheers to them, to 10 years of marriage, and to again, many, many decades more. Happy weddingness, guys.
Nailed it.
And then we have one more chat to do, or one more toast to do.
Oh God.
This is. I hope you didn't drink that whole thing in one shot.
No, I did not. I was not an idiot.
Well, I am, so sometimes I do that. But what the fuck is going on in locals? Oh my god. All right, to Chris D says, "Can you give my mother-in-law who passed away today a toast? A great woman, she will be missed, and prayers for my wife." Yes, to Chris D's mother-in-law, a strong woman who raised a strong woman that would eventually become his wife. Those of us with mother-in-laws that we like notice all of the good things about our wives in those women who have brought them to be. And they become very, very important facets of ours and often our children's lives to come. So a cheers to her. She will be greatly missed. She sounds like she was a wonderful and loving woman. And definitely prayers for your wife and that she gets, she'll be dealing with this for the rest of her life. Of course, losing a mother is a tough thing, but prayers that it will be a soft dealing with fond memories. Cheers. All right. There we go. Okay. So let's talk Murdaugh, the Murdaugh murder trial. So what I understand is that you think he is guilty. He did it, and the government proved it beyond every reasonable doubt so well, and that the defense was the worst defense ever, and the prosecution was perfect, right?
Day one of the prosecution's case, it was clear to me, clear as day. Yeah, no, I'm not. Obviously, I can't be 100% sure he did it.
Yeah, that's the hard part. We're not there.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I feel like he should have been acquitted of this. But I do think you can derive some sort of motive from what's in evidence.
Okay, so yeah, this is where we have our difference, because what I saw in evidence, I didn't see the motive aspect, and the reason that that's important is because the state came out and basically said this is a circumstantial evidence case, and so when you have a case with no direct evidence, one of the critical aspects is proving the motive. You got to tell the jury why you think all of this circumstantial evidence leads to the conclusion that this person is the killer. And I didn't ever see a motive come about, but you think that there is a motive that is determinable from the facts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's possible. it's I couldn't just be so what do you say, so clear on no, there's absolutely no motive. Everything that's in evidence is just that he was a loving father, and I mean that's not true. Not everything that was in evidence shows just that, and there is like a financial motive. I mean, you keep saying how much it costs to go through a lawsuit, and his son Paul was going to go to a big lawsuit that was going to cost a lot of money, so it's a direct financial motive.
Right, but so is he. Like, and he doesn't get out of that just because Paul's dead.
No, but it's going to be a lot less for him. That's also in evidence that they, because of the sympathy that he would gain, they wouldn't go as hard on him, and also because the guy who did it has already passed away. Then they're not going to go as hard on him during that litigation, or how you call it. That's in evidence. I mean, I didn't make that up.
Yeah, no, I remember, like, I think Mark Tinsley testified to that, right? Like that he would get sympathy and it would make the case harder. But I mean, okay, here's my problem. I don't believe Mark Tinsley for a fucking second that he's not going to go as hard. Like, oh, well, the one guy died, so we're going to go
just
softer.
Saying it's in evidence.
Okay. All right. Yes, that's true. That's true. It's a nice lawyer technicality on that one. I still think it's utter bullshit.
I mean, that's irrelevant. But also, so going back to the 7th of June when this all happened, he was in a meeting at work where what's her name? Jeannie Seconder, I think.
The CFO of the company.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
She confronts him with this with the financial crime. I think it's this 792,000. That was in this case that he did together with his best friend. And then during this meeting, he gets a call that his dad's in hospital and that he's not going to make it.
Right.
I know that this brother John testified that at that call they didn't tell him yet that he wasn't going to make it, but Jeannie said that they absolutely did tell him that right then. Which is important when you look at the will that was changed by Alex, Maggie's will, to go from sister to father-in-law. So then Maggie had to die before her father-in-law did, for her estate to her estate would go to her father-in-law, not to her sister, because of this changed will. And then
Okay.
if he dies after, if Maggie dies first, and then the
I gotta
father-in-law
take a
dies after.
minor. I gotta get a minor, very technical legal point in here, though. I'm not positive on this, but I'm pretty damn sure that if you die within 90 days of another bequest in a will, it's considered a simultaneous death, and that therefore it would bypass no matter what.
Okay.
But of course, he wouldn't know when his dad was going to die. So if his dad was going to live potentially up to 3 months, like if he kills her right away, and then his dad lives the 90 days, or maybe it's 30 days. I don't know what the statute in South Carolina is, but I do think that there's a simultaneous death statute that would bypass that bequest.
Sounds reasonable. I don't know that either, obviously. But
No, I'm curious.
The sympathy. Well, there you go. Nick's gonna be away for 5 minutes, guys.
No.
Sort of. But the sympathy that he got during that meeting of just the news that his dad was gonna die, that his dad was in hospital and didn't have long to live, that made Jeannie completely change her demeanor towards him from, yeah, you're gonna get the fuck fired and disbarred, from, oh my gosh, that's so sad, take the rest of the day off, blah blah blah. So if the sympathy you got with that might have made him go, I could use a lot more sympathy. That's the whole sympathy argument, which I don't think is strong enough by itself at all. But what he then goes on to do is he spent the rest of the day in the office. Like he asked for information on his 401k. Birch Gold. Instead of going to his dad. I think if he did it, we'll wait for the book, but if he did it, I think he planned it. So that would explain why there's no like blood and brain matter on him, because he would have just come up in a painter's overalls or whatever, like plastic. Sure. But I mean, there's a few things in evidence that do show some sort of motive, and also his demeanor towards Paul. The boating accident changed everything for him. Like he became a totally different person. He really blamed Paul for blowing up the whole like dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, he made the Murdaugh family like. He's made a mockery of the name. I mean, the name was already kind of like, some people like them and a lot of people fucking hate them, but now it's forever tainted by his financial stuff. But of course, I always like saw that where they'd say, oh, the financial stuff kind of makes the family look bad, but like a murder kind of looks worse to me. So that was the problem I kept coming back to when the motive was all the financial stuff. It's like, well, it's giving him a break from all of this financial stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but it's murder and it's way worse and it's way more intrusive, and they're going to go way harder on it. That's what I always kind of got out of that. That was my opinion. But what do you think about that? Like with the idea that sure, the family name is in the garbage because of his financial crimes, but it's not going to get better because of the murder. I mean, to me, it just gets worse.
No, but if he didn't think that people would expect him that he did it. He thought it would get sympathy for the rest of the family because someone else did it. So he's a victim then. So he thinks it's gonna, re-up his name and
So you're saying because he thought he was going to get away with it?
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I have a hard time with, but I mean, maybe that's the case. Was there anything else, or was it just like those couple things? Because I mean, I did miss a lot of the defense case. I just I had my live show in Vegas, and so obviously, like, I missed the entire defense case, which was the only part of the trial I actually wanted to watch, by the way. And then I ended up missing all of it, so that was nice. But what I saw the prosecution's case was really, really light, and they never really, to me, they never highlighted those things adequately, even in their closing
They
arguments.
never tied it together.
Yeah,
That
and I
was
thought
just.
that was
I was really hoping they would do it in closing arguments, and they just didn't. Not at all. I think
or
they
in
just.
or in opening arguments. It's like they didn't know what they were doing the entire case. That was the crazy part of it. They're like, well, there's a murder here.
Or they did.
Yeah, I mean, they nailed him, so I guess.
Oh no, I mean like, or they did. They just brought in what they had to bring in because all these witnesses had to be heard. They had to tell their stories, but it almost seemed to me like they were like fogging it up. So they did actually get the testimony in, so they, like this Jeannie Seconder wouldn't complain or whatever. She did get to tell her story. It was just never tied together.
Right.
I mean, that's conspiratorial of me, but to me, it actually looked like they didn't want him to get convicted.
I see what you're saying. So you think they didn't want him to get convicted for the murder?
It almost seemed that way because it was just such a terrible case by the prosecution.
Right? Yeah. They were doing a shit job, but Creighton Waters did a shit job like so hard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He's like really going for it, even though he was doing a bad job. But
for me, the defense, like I did watch the whole defense case, I could not understand why they wouldn't bring on some sort of expert or specialist to say that, to explain why Alex had lied about, not being at the kennels and stuff like that. Just say that it's the trauma of just finding your wife and your son. But he didn't. Alex went on the stand and he just said, "Yeah, I lied.
Yeah."
And I was like, wait, what?
That was surprising to me too. I mean, I thought
I misremembered, and get an expert on, like a trauma expert that everyone deals with trauma differently, and something like that could have helped him. I think.
Yeah, I think the defense. So I liked the main defense guy, Dick Harpootlian, the old guy. I liked him. I was not the biggest fan of Griffin, the bald guy. First of all, I hate bald guys. I think they're universally terrible at lawyering, and there's so many of them. So I don't trust a bald lawyer ever. So that was the first problem. But second, he was really stunted in his delivery. He seemed to be stunted in his approach to the case. His questions weren't great. The other defense lawyers all seemed to do a better job on cross than he did. And I was really surprised that they had him deliver the closing argument.
I think everybody hated Harpootlian so much that they didn't want to put him on for closing. But for me, I loved closing by the defense. I got goosebumps out of it, but then I realized I was listening at twice the speed. And I went back and tried to listen to it, and it was like I couldn't even get through 10 seconds of it. It was so bad, as Alex would say.
Yeah, he was just terrible. Like, that Griffin guy was just bad. I did not like him. I thought he was not the right guy for the job at all. He bothered me the entire time. Oh my God. Keith L. says, I love Charlie's beautiful white body and her 2 massive hambuckers she is sporting on stream. I hope her G-string doesn't go out of tune too much. And also, I'd love her to play the one with the F-hole body. Guitar jokes are funny sometimes. So there you go. That was a very high praise super chat just for you.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. I don't apologize for the chat. I don't apologize for them. They're terrible. Also, there was someone who tagged me in a chat that I want to read real quick. Boosh McFadden says, I don't have the money for a super chat, but a lot of us love Charlie. I just want her to know. Yet you were extremely controversial the first time I brought you on. Like, you split the chat right down the middle. Some people just hated you.
Great.
Why did you do that? Why did you make so many people mad?
I think I was maybe a little bit misheard. Maybe it's because of my horrible accent and not being able to speak English properly. But
well, English is like your 15th language or something.
No, it's my second language.
It's your second. But you
don't. Should be way better.
You speak more languages than just English and whatever the Dutch speak.
Yeah. I speak Spanish, French, and German as well.
Well, and you don't. What do you speak the most, though? I mean, obviously Dutch, but what's the second most?
That's English. I just told you.
It's English is your second most, because I thought you said something different the other day.
No, you said something different the other day.
I did no such thing.
On stream, yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett. Yes, you did.
Oh, God.
Hey, what about this? Don't you think after the boat case, he would have gotten some sort of fixer to fix with these types of things? So a Mr. Wolf-like fixer and
yeah, I mean, or called up a drug addict to murder her whole family or something. Like, it seems like he's got, I don't know, his case goes into so many weird places. Like, if we leave the courtroom, because that's what everybody wants to do, right? They all want to go outside of the courtroom, in my opinion, to convict this guy. The people who are really gung-ho about it. When you go outside the courtroom, it's like you start to see all these different ties that he has to these very, very suspect and shady people. I think that his law firm, I think the people there were much less dumb about what was going on than they let on. I think that law firm had a money laundering issue with probably multiple partners. And I think that's the only reason that CFO still has a job, because she shouldn't. She let this guy embezzle $8 million for 10 years. And it's like, that your entire job is to stop that from happening. And it was always her job. When she was an accountant, it was her job. Instead of that, she gets promoted. She gets promoted to being chief idiot and letting all this shit go on. So like, then you got the drug dealing stuff and the massive amount of money that he was spending on drugs. And do
you think he was spending that amount of money just on drugs, or do you think he was just funneling money away from, authorities? Because I don't know if you know, but $50,000 a week might be a bit steep for drugs. And I'm from the Netherlands. I should know.
Wow. No, I mean, one of the most surprising things of my adult life was finding out how much Dare and everybody lied to me about how expensive drugs were. But when you find out, like, they're really not that expensive based on how many drugs you can do without dying, right?
Exactly.
So either you're having awesome parties all the time with lots of people, but or
still,
yeah, it's still like $50,000 a week is way, way too much.
It's not possible with the amount of people that live in that town. It's just not possible. I don't care how big your parties are. It's just.
But I'm guessing,
even if everyone would join, it's still.
See, I'm guessing
maybe
though,
in Australia, a gram of coke is like $300. I don't know. I haven't been in Australia for a while, but even then,
$300 a gram in Australia.
When I was there last, yeah.
Oh, but that's in Australian dollars. That's like $18 in the US.
I don't think you're that good with currency exchange. There, I said it.
Calling me out. No, okay, so I don't know what a gram of cocaine costs. Does the chat have any idea what's a gram of cocaine costs in the US for 1 gram? Anybody? Well, they got to catch up for like 20 seconds. But yeah. Okay, so but I think his issue was opioids. But even those, I mean, you're talking what, like $10 a pill or something, which seems like a lot. I don't even know. So I go $40, $80, 20, 80 to 100, 140. Looks like 90 to 100, 100, 60 to 180, 75, 80. Okay, so about, we'll say $100 a gram in the US for cocaine. Like 50,000 of that is a lot of cocaine. I mean, it would almost fill my nose, but most people are not. Like Alec had a normal size nose. But no, I think he might have been involved in dealing. Like he might have been an intermediate person and was moving drugs to other people. I think that's the only way, in my opinion, that he gets that 50,000 mark, is he's buying for friends, buying for other people at the firm. Because I don't trust his damn law firm at all. I trust them zero.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I think they're all in on all of that shit. Personally.
Anyway, I was answering this question about chat, and the last time I was on, I think I was still on pain medication as well. Last time I was on, like I showed you my wrist that I broke. I was operated on recently. But no, I think when I say something like Emily D. Baker said that the imprints on a bullet are like fingerprints. And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that
is
only hear
bullshit.
the first part of the sentence and say, "Well, why don't you go and be in Emily D. Baker's stream?" And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I want Branka and you and Gosney to talk to Emily D. Baker and talk some sense into her." That's what I meant. But people just hear the first part of the sentence and they go,
yeah.
So that might be
thing. Well, and I think that was happening a lot last time, because people would hear the Emily D. Baker part and then they'd hear you say something and then they'd stop listening for the rest and they'd be like, "No, not Emily." Which, by the way, I love Emily Baker, but yeah, if anybody's saying that the print on a gun is like a fingerprint, I mean, it can be if your gun has some sort of unique characteristic to it. If it has a defect, for example, that makes a certain mark, or if it has a unique type of rifling down the barrel, like it's a custom job rather than one of the factory produced guns, sure, you could get you could have a unique sort of tool mark results, but that didn't seem to be the case here. And of course, we don't know because they don't actually have the murder weapon.
Exactly. This is another question I had for you. How on earth does he also get convicted for the 2 gun charges? Remember when you were asked like a week ago or something like that, 2 weeks ago, how many charges Alex faced? And I said, I corrected you and said 4. Remember?
Well, yeah, but I was saying he's charged. My theory on that, though, let me defend myself here, Charlie, was he was charged with 4 crimes, but I thought if he was convicted of the 2, he was going to be convicted of all 4.
Yeah, so I don't understand how you get convicted of the gun charges when there's no gun. Don't you need that?
Logically, you're correct, but you have to remember that juries are dumb. And so what they go is, well, if he murdered them, he had to have murdered them with the guns. Therefore, he's guilty of the gun thing. Whether or not they prove the gun's existence or not, the jury, I think at that point, the jury just doesn't care. So that was the reason that I said that he was only effectively.
So we're both right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're technically correct, but I'm morally correct. Oh my God. What a disaster. Ghost of Recon says, "We love this swamp German."
This is actually the reason why I speak with more of an Australian accent than a Dutch accent. When I went to Australia, people thought I was from Germany. I was like, well, we can't do that because the German English accent and the Dutch English accent sound similar.
Okay. Is swamp German a term for the Dutch?
I don't know.
I
Maybe
want to
it
know.
should be.
Like, I now want to know, because like you find out like when you talk to people who live outside of America that they have really funny terms for all sorts of people that you would never hear about because we just go not American, right? Like that's our self-centered narcissism. But yeah, I gotta know swamp Germans. Someone says sounds Polish. Hey, be careful.
No, but you can see the Netherlands is like sort of the swamp of Germany if you look at the map. Like
Yeah, is
we're
it
below sea
swampy
level
there?
as well. Pardon?
Oh God, yeah, I bet it is swampy there then. Ugh. Take it off my list of places to visit.
At least you're allowed to visit my country.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you can't come here. We
Jeez, I
kicked you.
really wanted to go to Vegas. Me and my hubby, we were gonna do the whole like Vegas wedding as well, and it was gonna be awesome. And then I found out even fucking Australia has more lenient rules now on COVID than you guys.
It's embarrassing. They're so afraid to roll back everything they've said about it, because if people realize like just how much bullshit the government was spoon feeding us, they might actually get mad for once in their life. But probably not. But that's what they're worried will happen.
Did someone get arrested yesterday for not wearing a mask
In the
in
US?
America? Yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah, I heard that. I saw the video by this guy, obviously in California.
How
But
they still have mask requirements anywhere?
no,
They finally took them out of like all, because we had them in the medical clinics here for a long time, but they finally stopped. And it's like, oh, you can go into a clinic now and not wear a mask. It's nice. But Jesus. Okay, Ghost of Recon says Dutch live in the lowlands and sound like Germans, swamp Germans. Oh yeah, logic makes perfect sense.
I'm a woman. I don't do logic.
Well, but see now you have Women's History Month though now, so like it's
Yay.
good to be a woman this month, right?
Sure, I guess it's always good to be a woman. All the free
Right.
drinks, I know, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the free drinks is true.
God,
Wait,
yeah.
so-
Watch this clip by Jim Jeffries talking about free drinks, and he would turn gay, take it up the ass once or twice a week just for the occasional free drink.
I wouldn't go that far. I'll just spend the $8 on a drink personally. That's a bit strong for me.
Well, drinks are expensive in Australia, so
The drinks are expensive enough here, but getting ass fucked is different. Like that's I would pay to not have that happen personally. Like that's on my list of things that I'm okay. Like I'll buy a $25 drink to preserve the sanctity of my anus personally. Like that's okay.
we've drifted.
You brought it up. It wasn't me. You brought up Jim Jeffries. Okay, back to Murdaugh. What did you think of the judge?
I'd allow it. Just horrible. I think worst judge I've seen in any of these trials that you've covered.
Yeah, he was really fucking bad.
It's just, but this is also one of the things I said, that he doesn't rule on motions in limine. That he does it while he. Yeah, it's not it's there for a reason. You're supposed to deal with it pre-trial.
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point of all that paper that they wrote and gave to you. And they're like, here, judge, please read this and decide.
We spent tens of thousands of dollars on this. Can you? Nope.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Just terrible. But I mean, and I don't think that that it's appealable. Well, it is appealable, but I don't think that an appeal is gonna.
Yeah, I don't think the appeal is gonna get him. I mean, I think that there's plenty of appealable stuff, but I don't think he's gonna win on it, which is that sucks for him. Because it sounds like you're in the same boat. I legitimately don't think they proved their case, and I think
Not a,
according to what the state brought, he should be walking the streets today. He should be
there's
free
doubt
now.
everywhere. Well, he shouldn't because he's got all these financial crimes. So
Well, yeah, on the murder charge. On the murder charge.
no,
He should be free to wait in jail until
there
his
was
next
there was
trial.
doubt. There was doubt everywhere. And I
Yeah.
mean, the prosecution's witness even said, like, yeah, there could have been one shooter or two shooters. There's doubt. There you go.
Yeah,
Done.
that should. I mean, to me, that should have been a judgment of acquittal right there.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, agree.
Hey, Legal Vices, what's up, man? He says Charlie is the happiest person on earth. Makes Gosney look downright miserable and depressed. Why are you so? You're like wildly beamingly happy all the time. Every time I've talked to you, which is twice, so it's not that many times, but
Just like laughing, just smile a lot. I mean, your show is supposed to bring laughter, right?
that's true. That's true. So that's.
Am I not doing it right, Daddy?
No, you're fine. You're fine. God. No, I told you you're doing it right. Oh, fucking damn kids. Anyway.
Do we have any more toasts? Because I'm out of coffee and tea. So my only drink is
You need more liquor now? Maybe in just a minute. We do. I do have to do this. What the hell? Hold on. Wait, we've been talking a lot about COVID. Maybe I'll do this one. Damn it. I gotta type this in. Is that the website? Hold on. I gotta get my notes. I'm bad at this. I should have this planned out. Guys, there's this we have a new sponsor for the show that's actually kind of really it's .org. No wonder. This sponsor is a little bit different than normal. And I don't have the can I not oh, there it is. Oh my god. Okay, they gave me a script and I'm going to read it, but we're going to refine this over the next week or so because I'm actually going to interview these guys on a show next week. Because this is a little bit of a complicated grift that they have, but it's a really important one if you own a business. All right. So I'm going to forgive me for reading. I want to get this one right before I make a shitload of jokes about it. But it says, look, you did the tough thing during COVID. You paid your people and pulled your business through the pandemic, and now doing the tough thing could qualify you for up to $26,000 per employee at covidtaxrelief.org. Yeah, guys. So seriously, what this company does is there's a tax relief out there for people who employed people during COVID. And this company, I think it's a team of lawyers. And what they do is get you that relief from the government. 26 grand per employee is the maximum possible payout. I think it's depending on how much wages that they earned. But he says government funds are available to reward companies with 2 or more employees who stayed open during COVID. This is not a loan and you don't have to pay it back. This program is complicated, but nobody knows more about it than the CPAs and tax experts at covidtaxrelief.org. You pay nothing up front. They do all the work and share a percentage of the cash that they get to you. Businesses of all types, including nonprofits and churches, can qualify, including those who took PPP loans, even if you had increased sales. You did the tough thing for your employees during COVID. Let covidtaxrelief.org help you get up to 26 grand per employee. Visit covidtaxrelief.org. That's covidtaxrelief.org. Covidtaxrelief.org. Yes, they wrote it in there 3 times as if I needed help with that one. But yes, go to covidtaxrelief.org if you're a small business who had 2 or more employees and stayed open during COVID. You might be able to get some compensation, and these guys do all of it for you. That's the trick. You go and you put your information in here, and then they'll contact you, or you can just call them either way and see if you qualify. But look, that's government money. They're going to spend it on somebody. They might as well spend it on your ass who's out here making shit work rather than spending it on someone who doesn't do anything like they normally do, or for sending more money to Zelensky's private yacht fund. Either one, go ahead and check them out, covidtaxrelief.org, and they can help you out. So, okay. I've done my duty there. But we'll interview those guys next week during one of the shows and get some more information about it. Very cool. How many companies just pocket this Cypher Warrior? Most of them probably. Like it's for the companies, not the employees. But remember, a lot of companies paid through losses to keep employees employed. Not all of them. Some of them did. But yeah, that you can distribute it however you want. But if you never mind. Well, that's up for them to talk about what you can do with the money and how you spend it and what the tax implications will be if you just like give it to employees, because it'll probably be taxed as gift income, lose 40% of it. But yeah, you'll have to check with them. But don't you qualify for that since you employ Ryan and your nanny? Have you used them? No, because they're not employees, they're contract workers. So that messes with that. All right. Let me we're right at an hour. Let me read the rest of the super chats on YouTube, and then we'll move over to Rumble and we can continue our conversation about not paying for drinks. Apparently in vigorous ways. Panama Jack's Jim says, first super of the day is just a thank you and a toast for my true better half D, please. We did that toast, Panama Jack. I mean, I'll toast you again if you really want. We've done it twice now. John S. says, Nate was losing it on stream today because on a Fox interview, the juror revealed his brother was one of the deputies that went on scene. Oh, yeah.
It was the second witness for the prosecution.
Is a brother of the damn juror.
Just a brother, though. That was terrible.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4.
So, like, if one of your siblings is the cop on the case, do you trust them? Like, I mean, maybe not, technically. Depends.
Depends which sibling.
Yeah. But no, that blew me away when I found that. I'm like, wait, hold on. You're telling me the brother of the witness is an investigator?
Same with the Derek Chauvin case, though, where one of the jurors was a BLM protester.
No. He was. Come on, Charlie. He wasn't a BLM protester. He just wore a shirt that said, take your knee off my neck, and traveled from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. to hear George Floyd's brother and niece or whatever speak. He wasn't a protest. Like, he wasn't at a protest, though. He was just at a giant rally in Washington, D.C.
Peaceful. Oh, yeah. You know you spelled my surname Pierce.
I fixed it everywhere except on Twitter. I can't, but I'm sorry. I thought it was Pierce. I don't know why.
I told you it's actually Peace. Like, my surname is the Peace in Dutch.
Yeah, I believe you.
You remember me saying
but
that.
My brain said Pierce. I was like, and I was typing furiously. So that's what we got. But yeah. No, that was crazy. The Chauvin one was crazy. And this to me just goes towards it fuels all of the idea that there's corrupt prosecution in the United States, that the system we're supposed to have the best criminal justice system in the world. That's what we're supposed to have. And we might still have the best one in the world, but it's not good enough, because this shit should never happen. You should never have a brother of a witness being a juror. That's insane. And you got to wonder if he lied or not about it. Like, if they knew when they were picking jurers.
No, he said that they knew it. But I mean, yeah, obviously you can say whatever you want, but no, he said that they knew. He said he didn't think he would make the cut because of it, but then he did. I don't know. I thought it was wild. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he should have been struck for cause by the judge. I mean, that's what should have happened. There should be no like, oh, well, we're okay with it. No.
I don't think they should have held the trial in that county anyway.
Yeah, I kind of agree, actually. I think he's too close to that. Like, he's got too many ties there. Yordash says, Nick, my cat Trouble needed to be put to sleep on Sunday. Could you give her a toast? One of the most frustrating and sweet cats one may have ever ran into. Yeah, to Trouble, to your cat Trouble. Look, losing cats sucks. It's why I hate having them, because when they die, it's terrible. Even when the cat is an asshole. And it sounds like Trouble was a remarkably lovable, fuzzy asshole, as all cats are supposed to be. If you ever have a cat that's too nice, you know that it's actually trying to kill you. But the ones that are just mean enough, they're regular cats. And those are true bros when you need them. And they're true jerks whenever it's inconvenient. But to Trouble, may you rest in peace, man.
I was bitten by my cat a couple of weeks ago.
What'd you do to it?
Well, it pissed on the couch, so I tried to grab it to put it outside. But yeah, she got me. Actually, she had a bet the day before. She got a bet. I was like,
oh.
So I went to hospital to get tetanus shot. But then I got sepsis. So this is why I was in hospital like 2 weeks ago. And they admitted me in the hospital for that.
Because you got sepsis from the cat bite?
Yeah. It's like it was on my hand, and my hand was like, it really.
I've been bit by like 7,000 cats, and I've never gotten an infection. These are like shitty barn cats. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, so we actually she went back to the farm where she was born, where her like mother and her aunt still lived there. So she actually went to a farm. But so that's sad. I'm a bit sad about that. But that's why I quit smoking, because I was in hospital for almost a week.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's a good outcome from it, I guess. My cats should be in a wood chipper for all of the couches that they've pissed on. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, we got new bedding like 3 times, because once they like piss on it, that you can't get it out. So yeah, we bought new bedding thrice. But yeah, she's gone now.
I hate anything that's alive. That's what I've learned. I don't want to take, like, anything that's alive is disappointing all the time.
Kids? Jeez,
yeah.
Harsh. Daddy didn't mean it, you guys.
There's so much work. I mean, I like them and all, but my God, they're like, oh, it's like, go to bed. Oh, please.
Yeah, that's why we waited for such a long time to get into that.
Wait, do you have any kids?
Not yet, no. But we might start trying soon.
Well, good luck with that. Make him buy you some drinks. John S. Oh, wait. Yeah, I read that one. Let's see. Corn Pop sent eyes, broccoli, am in skunk, thumbs up. Okay. I don't know what that means. And then Corn Pop sent some eyes. Howdy Doodly Champion, the Diddly Doodler, says, missed Friday, watched it today. Missed watching Sky King fly over my house because my dad took me to a big Pearl Jam concert. Oh, well, that's cool and sad. Corn Pop says, Nick, YouTube sent me a warning. And then some eyes and a customs warning, says not a joke. It was probably because I talked about COVID. That's my bad. Speedy the Unsilent says, I found out today my cat of 15 years has renal disease, and I do not know what I can do right now. I hope she gets better soon. Hey, me too, man. Doug Dimore says, Dimmadome says, lawyers want to sue you. Cops want to arrest you. Docs want you sick. Mechanics want your car to break. The government wants your money. Shout out to thieves, the only people who want you to be wealthy. And then Corn Pop says, Nick, YouTube sent me a warning, not a joke. JD, welcome to Paralegal, thank you for being at Paralegal for 11 months now. Rayfield Wright says, chat with my Chinese lawyer wife. She helps get U.S. citizens out of jail in China. She got a U.S. football player out after spending 4 years in. She's awesome. Wow, sounds pretty cool. Corn Pop sent a winky face. He also says, Nick ain't gay, ? And then a bunch of SOSs. 200 Watt Studio. Tomorrow, can we please get the perspective of a law firm mailroom clerk on the Murdaugh trial? All we hear from are lawyers. Well, no, I don't want the mailroom clerk's opinion. Okay. 200 Watt Studio. Common Sense is Dead, says Charlie, and the jurors who spoke out proved that an appeal win is right. Financial crimes / boat case are prejudicial versus probative, in my opinion. I agree with that.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah. I didn't think that financial crimes actually had any place in the trial at all. or if they did, it could have been, they could have actually limited the scope of the financial crimes to showing the motive that you talked about that they may have entered.
Just the one with the Chris Wilson case, this 792,000. I think it should have been limited to that, if at all.
I agree. Having as much in there as they did was just
didn't make any logical sense whatsoever.
Corn Pop says Nick's been getting ripped off. Xander's Rant says Steve G told people to tell Nick to finish his forward. Yes. I'm sorry. I left my house at 7 this morning, and then I didn't get home until like 8 p.m. And then I took a nap and got ready for the show. That's it. Bear Lamb says, I don't think it was a drug problem. I think it was a mistress problem. Ooh, that's a theory. But you'd think they would have found her. Like, they have his phone.
What about the burner phone? So this is something else. Like,
okay.
We had this like Lebanon tribunal here, because I studied international public international law, international and European law. So I went to all these tribunals, like the former Yugoslavia tribunal. This was the Lebanon thing, and they got those guys because they matched up phones. So you had like a burner phone and your own private phone, and because they traveled together, they could tie a person up to certain cell towers, whatever. Doesn't matter. What about we all know he has a burner phone. This is in evidence as well. Where's the burner phone? What did they do to uncover it? Did they uncover it? What was on it? We heard nothing.
Yeah. I do remember the burner phone being brought up and then never investigated.
It's so strange.
Yeah, very weird. Jake Shadow Citizen says, has anyone from Rumble thought about making Rumble exclusive movies just for entertainment's sake? Doing great, Charlie. Well, yes. I think that they premiere on locals. That one by Dinesh D'Souza started on locals, but I think it aired through Rumble. It's kind of weird how it works. But yeah, I think they have. Atticus 39 says, hey, Ricada, my sister makes all natural goat's milk soap and lotion and more straight from the goat teat to the product to your bathroom. If you could please shill her site for me, I'd appreciate it. Well, I mean, I don't know what her site is. Yeah, sure. But I don't know what her site is. Okay. Jake Shadow. Wait, Yomofo 717 says, fun fact, a gram of Coke has been $100 since the 70s. It's the only commodity that has been immune to inflation.
Exactly. This is the same in the Netherlands as well. It's crazy.
Really?
The price has not changed at all.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Huh. I wonder why that is. Okay, it's Atticus 39 here. He says rusticedgesoaps.com. If you'd like something for yourself or your wife, if you have a way I can send you some, let me know how. I have a P.O. box. I haven't been putting it on my videos. I probably should, but it's P.O. Box 97 in Spicer, Minnesota, 56288. If you want to send me something, you can. Otherwise, you don't have to. But everybody should check out rusticedgesoaps.com. That's goat milk tit soap right there. Straight from the goat's mammaries right into your bathroom. Rusticedgesoaps.com. Ghosts of Recon. Wait, read that one. S. Zenus Zram says, what do you think about the juror being the brother of the second cop on the scene and to testify? We talked about that. Corn Pop says, I'm Hemo. And then he has a fist. So that's nice. Oh shit. Daniel says, digging on Charlie. Cheers, darling. You're our kind of folk. Nikki, do a shot with a poor old Okie for $19.99. Lol, cheers. Well, I can finish this one. This is some Smoke Wagon. It's 60% liquor. I hope that's worthy for you, but cheers to you, Daniel.
It worked out well in Las Vegas for you, right?
You be quiet. I was stone sober the entire time in Las Vegas. Corn Pop says, pop block. Romy says, listening to Charlie laugh is like taking a good hit of pure cocaine. She's so damn addictive. I have such sights to show you, says Nick. The correct nickname for the Dutch is Keyskop because, you know, Gouda, and they eat mussels with French fries. Savages. Really? Do you have French fries with mussels?
With mussels?
Mussels are like
yeah,
light
no,
clams. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I've I don't know what you mean. Like, put it on top of the French fries. We
Well,
put
I guess
mayonnaise
it-
on the French fries.
Mayonnaise on the French fries?
You haven't watched Pulp Fiction? Jeez, they
I
fucking
did
drown
watch-
him in that shit.
Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. But that was in France. Wasn't? Oh, no, wait.
Royale with
Was that
cheese.
he went to Amsterdam too, so maybe it was there. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was there.
I didn't go to Burger King. Jake Shadow says, don't you need to neuter them? The cats, not the kids. Oh, we did. They're still assholes. It doesn't fix them. It just, they're just more mad because you chopped their balls off. I like cats, but I really fucking hate cats. Just want to say. John says the best thing about global warming is swamp Krautlandia will soon be permanently submerged. Oh no. Mike Rader says COVID tax relief is potentially a scam / problem. They get you the max return, which almost certainly will trigger an audit. After audit, when you have to return monies, they already took their piece and are gone. Well, okay, that guy doesn't like them, but you should maybe talk to them about it. Like I said, I'll be interviewing them. Jack Riley says, on behalf of all chat, we welcome the biggest woman we know, Farron, to the woman stream, despite her flaws. Take care, you dorks.
I like Farron.
I like Farron too, but there's a lot of drama around Farron right now. And I don't think she will be on my women's history stream. So sorry for anybody who's looking for that, but God damn it. All I want in life is to not have any of the drama that has ever happened to occur and like just laugh at shit and not be anywhere near it. That would be great. Okay, that is what we have for YouTube. Guys, we're going to continue the show over on Rumble. We're going to find out Charlie's secret of getting free drinks. So if you need to learn how to get free drinks, you could come ask Charlie all about that over on Rumble. And then we'll wrap up the show over there after a little while, and then I will move to locals. So thank you all for hanging out. If you're on YouTube, if you need the link to Rumble, it's actually in the description of the video on YouTube, and you can pop on over there and hang out with us for a little bit longer.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
Sounds good. I'm gonna get us off of this. So, all right, we're gonna hit this Rumble outro, guys. We'll see you over there. I'll catch you then. Peace.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,